AGDQ2016 donates $134 and says, this last week I challenged my algebra students to play me in chess, and the rule was that I would add $1 to my donation for every piece of mine they captured. It's been a blast watching the runs and playing with my students this week. Donations towards killing the animals. Thank you, Chrono. David Pittman donates $100 and says, I'm going to be missing the Super Metroid run at my birthday dinner, but maybe I can catch the end if you stretch it out a few frames. So save those animals. $100 from Bellmeister saying, thanks for the fantastic and entertaining week. Love Taskbot, Mega Man, and Mario Blocks. You guys put on an awesome event and congrats on breaking 1 million. Save the animals. More ha 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 ha. And it says to deadpan it, so. Good to go. All right, so we are ready for our Super Metroid reverse boss order run. So let's get some noise out here in the crowd. Now, I've been reliably informed that that's not all we're getting. We're going to have a special bonus event going on at the same time. So I will hand it over to the runner and let him tell us a little bit about that.
All right, so to my left here, we have Nymx. He's a Super Metroid tasser, just joined the community not too long ago, like about a year ago now. And beside me, while I'm doing my run, he is going to be doing some speed cubing. And this stuff's impressive to me anyway. He's picked about 8 speed cubes. He's going to be working down from a 9x9 to a 2x2. And hopefully his goal is to beat me before I finish my run. So he's doing reverse cube order, I'm doing reverse boss order. So we'll see who gets to finish first. And with that, I think I'm ready. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
You guys ready? Are you guys ready? All right. Let's do the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Go. All right, while we're working down Sari Station, let's get a roll call on the couch for you guys. Starting with who's mic'd.
I'm lildingus.
I am Zoast.
Overfiend. What? Overfiend.
And I think to my right, got Sweet Num and Chronic Sauce. And my left, I have Oats and Goats, Mia, and Nymx doing the speed cubing. So reverse boss order is, I'm not sure exactly when reverse boss order became a thing, but there was some point where I know the taskers on Metroid forums were talking about it at one point, and they actually, realized, hey, we can kill Ridley first, and then do Dragon, Fantoon, and then Kraid, and basically have essentially a reverse boss order going in. So I'm not sure when that became a thing, but that's what it is. We don't do Mother Brain first. Some people get a little confused when you say reverse boss order. It's like, well, does that mean you're doing Mother Brain first? It's like, no. Although there is one crazy member of our community named Fuzda who figured out a way to actually do like what he called true reverse boss order, and to do a very heavily glitched run and basically do Mother Brain first and then Ridley, It's pretty insane. But nonetheless, though, for this run, you're killing Ridley, and then you're killing Dragon, and then you're killing Fantoon, and then you're killing Kraid in that order, and then you go to Taurine to kill Mother Brain and finish the game. And hopefully kill the animals. But we'll see what happens there. Oh. So.
Yeah, RBO over time has become more of like a no major glitches run. It used to use some major glitches, but we've kind of decided to keep it that way.
Yeah, we had the reverse lower Norfair entrance where we'd kind of go out of bounds to do that.
Right.
And so one of the things, if you haven't realized it yet, that makes this is actually a pretty dangerous, hard to complete run in general. So if you haven't realized, if you've played Super Metroid normally, you know when you kill Kraid, you get the Various suit, which protects you from heat. When you kill Fantoon, you get the Gravity suit, which lets you move around freely in water. But since we can't kill those bosses until the second half of the run, basically, we have to do all the running around in lower Norfair and in Norfair, the heated runs, so I'm constantly taking damage while I'm doing that. And then I have to go kill Dragon without Gravity Suit, which means I have to navigate Meridia without Gravity Suit. And so those are some of the things that are in store for this run.
It basically is a suitless run, because by the time you get to where you can get the suits, it just doesn't make sense to get them. It's just a waste of time, basically.
So some of the basic mechanics, if you actually never watched the Super Metroid speedrun before, one of the first things that we usually end up describing is, you'll see me waving my arms around as I'm running around. And that's not just for show, it's not because I'm bored, it actually, every time Samus has changed her positions, it advances you a pixel. And it lets us basically save a couple seconds over the entire run doing that. And it does matter in some spots, so it's a little thing that we do.
It's one of those things that's not worth doing, and if it's got a chance of messing you up at all,
Right.
because it doesn't save that much time. But if there's nothing else to do, you might as well
Yep.
mash the shoulder buttons.
Yeah. Pit room. So we're having a good climb. So the climb I've found is just one of those things, once you practice it, it's just, sometimes you get it really good and other times you don't get it very well at all. It's a really finicky thing. It's pretty hard to do all the wall jumps consecutively like that, so. Here we do the bomb chorizo skip. Dang, I missed it.
So close.
Not again. Alright. He's out of the way now.
You have to be careful with bomb trees, though. If you try to shoot them too fast, he will not take damage sometimes.
Oh, come on. So that's good old RNG. I didn't get any missiles leaving that room, so I'm going to have to I have to do a couple different strats coming up. Because usually I use missiles in this next room, but I don't have any, so we'll just have to kind of kill the waivers without them. And collect missiles off of them. So the first part of this run is just a lot like pretty much any other Metroid category, Super Metroid category you come along. You always get Morph Ball, you always get missiles, you always get not power bombs, but just bombs. So it's pretty much the same thing every time. So. You guys want to talk a little bit about the route I'm going to be doing?
You're doing like the route that kind of Hypo came out with, right? Kind of, sort of.
One where you do an early Norfair run. So I'll be going into Norfair early, probably about 10, 11 minutes into the run, doing a heated run there.
I think it's a 2E tank hell run. It's one of the more dangerous parts of the run for the first 40 minutes.
Right.
It's kind of nail biting. You have you're trying to get to Bubble Mountain with 2E tanks, and then you're constantly taking damage from the heated room. For now, it's going to look sort of similar to 100% in some ways, but you're going to get less items. You don't need every missile tank. You want to get, before lower Norfair, you're really wanting to get as many E-tanks as possible, reserve tanks and super missiles. Those are the two big things you want, super missiles and energy for Ridley, because Ridley's like the big focal point of this category, kind of. Everything you see until Ridley is working up to Ridley.
Right. And depending on how comfortable and capable you are, confident in your execution, it changes, or at least it allows you to make different decisions on what route you take. Like a beginning player may decide to do things such as visit Meridia before Ridley. For Super Pack, we typically refer to as crab supers, because the more supers for Ridley, you have a much easier time fighting him.
Yeah, you don't have to be as careful of missing a super. You can have like 35 supers, I think, if you go to Meridia too. I think there's 2 super packs in Meridia and 2 E-tanks that you can collect if you go there first, but it's really slow.
Right, so Stray's basically taking a route that he feels is the best mix of safety and speed for a marathon run.
This route's pretty solid, actually. There's some newer routes that we've done a lot of experimenting with the routing in this category, and there's ways to only visit Norfair once, but it's not as big of a time difference between visiting Meridia twice, which is very slow. So this is, like he said, it's a very good mix of speed and reliability.
So I know one of the things I do in this run, if you're starting off trying to complete a reverse boss order run, normally you'll want to pick up Spazer, because it makes the Ridley fight a little more comfortable. You have that room for error, you have the room to damage Ridley with Spazer, but for this run, decided to skip it, because we're going to be doing other things instead to do the damage to Ridley.
Really, for a newer player trying to do this category, you'd want to collect a lot more E-tanks before trying to get Speed Booster, trying to go to Norfair at all. You'd want to collect pretty much every E-tank you can before going to Norfair.
So Stray's farming now for health to fill up his reserve tanks, because they're going to be used very shortly.
I think we have time for one donation.
All right, well, I'm not actually going to do a donation. I'm just going to remind everybody that we will be cutting off the Save and Kill Animals donation incentive as we start to fight Mother Brain. And it does take a minute to come through our system. So if you're sitting there on a large donation trying to snipe the result, don't wait. Get it in now. Make sure that your donation counts. And if I've got time for one quick one.
Sure.
I have Mr. Zero donating $400, who says, Speedrunners know that it's not a challenge unless there is something to overcome. So here is $400 to saving the animals.
Apparently a very split crowd who wants to save and kill the animals.
I've got one more for you, if that's cool.
Hang on tight for that.
Okay.
So this is the first heated run. want to manually fill our reserves because if we let them automatically trigger, then they'll end up losing time, losing health during the...
Yeah, when your reserve tank kicks in automatically, you still continue to take heat damage while it's filling you up again. So you actually don't get the full benefit of the 99 energy that it's filling you back up with.
You saw Stray stop there to farm energy from the waiver, which was...
Oh, wow. That was
very
really bad
unfortunate.
RNG. So that's death number 1. Nymx, you're in the lead now. Unfortunately. So I've got a save file for this, so it's not technically a valid run anymore, but we're going to keep going for the sake of showing the marathon. So that was pretty unusual. It's marathon luck for you that I got that bad RNG there. So. Let's try this again. Nice super. Yeah. It's gonna be close. Dang, dude, wow. All right. Yeah, this is a brutal run. It's been a while since I've had trouble with this part, but
Yeah, there's not much room for error in these few rooms here going to Bubble Mountain.
yeah, honestly, from what I've been from the runs that I've been doing, this first sequence of hell runs is the least lenient. The way I routed this for the marathon is I actually have a good room for error in the later hell runs that are to come. Alright, that's much better.
There you go.
It's just not working.
So yeah, there's some RNG with these bug drops. I mean, sometimes they can give you a bunch of small energy drops, which are only worth 5, instead of the big energy drops, which are worth 20. And I think they can give you nothing drops if they try to drop supers or something like that. So you can't get nothing or just 5 energy off of them. So that's what you saw the first time when you had trouble with it.
Yeah, you wanted health from Bubble Mountain because, as you could see, even that refill room is heated.
Alright, now we can go fast.
See if we get some speed skates here.
You guys will see what that means in just a second, probably.
Nice.
Speed skating!
Nice. So if you're quick enough, you won't trigger your reserve there,
Yeah.
which is nice. Because not only does it waste time to the sequence of filling your reserve back up, but you have to
Right.
fill it back up again because you want that, that energy.
Alright. One more part. Now we have to get wave beam. Oh, and missiles. Forgot about those.
This is the last, probably real dangerous part before Low on Warfare. Getting wave beam.
So I'm gonna let my reserves trigger here.
Yeah, he's got enough health where he can afford to let the auto trigger. It's slower to pause and fill him manually.
Alright, so he's going to go down to Crocomire now and pick up the most OP item in the entire game, the grapple beam.
I thought you were about to say spring ball.
Nah.
Yeah, there may be some disagreement on that one. Grapple is pretty powerful though, actually. If you watch the Super Metroid test, you will see exactly how powerful grapple can be.
It's really powerful underwater. The momentum you can get from underwater grappling when you don't have suits is really, really awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of tricks you can do with grapple, and it actually opens. It's actually faster moving than your beam, so you'll see a task like open doors a lot with grapple and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not affected by weapon cooldown either. That's part of the reason why TASs utilize it so often.
Hello, Crocomire. Okay, fine. It's one swipe. Two.
Yeah, he's not wanting to see the swipe pattern. It's slow. It's just him back up and open his mouth again so he can shoot him again.
Three. I'm sure Twitch has counting along with me right now. Alright. So most of the dangerous part of this run is, the first part of this run is over with now, really, with the heated runs. We have time for donations now. I think we've got good.
Sounds
time
good
for
to
some.
me. The first one we've got is from a DesiRect60 saying, Stray, no one remembers my AGDQ2012 RBO run. So it was in the bonus stream. So you have literally no pressure to live up to. No pressure at all. Kill the animals for the Prevent Fusion Foundation.
Thank you, Desi.
$500 from Colin12 just saying, save the frames, kill the animals. AKA Fushichu sends $300 asking to save the animals. And No Moving Parts sends $50 saying, excited to be donating during such an epic event. Congratulations to all the runners, organizers and volunteers and speed cubers. And I ask you this, would the animals save Samus? It's their question, guys. $100 from Z06 Blaze saying, great job, kill cancer, save the animals. And Orin Crest sends 50 saying, thank you for going to all the trouble involved in setting up these events. I've been following the GDQ events for about 3 years now, and I'm amazed at the level of dedication shown in running these events. Keep up the great work and rescue the animals. And a lot of donations in for rescuing the animals here. I have $50 saying, donating in honor of my best friends who lost her 8-year battle with cancer. My thanks go out to the amazing community that once again has put together an incredible AGDQ.
All right, we have one small hell run here. It shouldn't be too much trouble, though. Said every marathon runner. It's pretty short, though, thankfully. As long as this guy doesn't give me trouble, which, whatever. And missed the gate. So now for this next part of the run, we're going to be going around collecting a lot of items. You'll see a lot of collections, strats, and things that you normally see in a 100% run too. So it's not going to be another heated run for a little while until we start heading to Ridley.
I've got a pretty big donation here. Do you mind if I read
Go
it?
ahead. Go
I
ahead.
have a $1,500 donation.
Wow.
Courtesy of Carl70, who simply says, "They're dead, those animals."
Yeah.
Anonymous $100 donation saying, "My husband and I have been watching GDQ for a few years now. We're happy to see the continuous support from both the runners and the gaming community. What a great cause, and as always, save the animals." I don't know, the kill the animals people are way more vocal here.
We're that passionate about saving the frames.
I have $75 from Sponge30, who says, "Congratulations on another successful event, everybody. My granddad's cancer has just gone into remission, so I'm donating to celebrate." Thank you, Sponge30. Dessen Carnage donates $50 and says, "Super Metroid's RBO just keeps impressing me since the idea first came around about 8 years ago. Seeing it be run so fast today is just amazing. I also lost my mother to cancer way back then, so the two are always tied in my heart. Let's kill both that disease and the animals." And I want to give you guys a couple of updates on the Final Fantasy IV names that are available. So right now, the name for Cecil in the lead with $2,114 is Toji Sucks. In second place is Arch with $695. For Edge, Biff is in the lead with $2,476.50, and Arby's is in second place. John Stewart would be glad to hear that. With $1,255. For Kane, Lemmy is in the lead with $1,796, and in second place is TR8R with $508. We've got Rosa, who is the leading name for Rosa is Kane, with $1,605. To Tess in second place with $539. And Rydia is currently going to be called Mr. MV with $3,906. To the person in second place is Waifu with $751. So those of you that want to see the Waifu need to get your skates on. And just an update on save and kill. The difference is still about $11,000, with kill at $151,000 and save on $140. So you people that want to save the animals have got to get your donations in, or we're having barbecue tonight.
Shout outs to anyone who can donate some nice barbecue recipes.
I have $400 from Crimson to Wool, who says, "Save the animals, you heartless cretins." Winky face emoticon.
I'm gonna assume I got that. That's good. No,
Oh.
I did not get it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You kind of have to hear the door open.
Yeah, I
there.
didn't think of that. That's fine.
Yeah, he's trying to shoot the door from the other side of the room, basically a wraparound shot. It's a very specific positioning trick, though.
I have H Sterling with $50. It says, kill is such a strong word. Let's just run past the animals. And I have $150 from Lego Beetle, who says, greetings from Australia. This is the first time I've been able to watch AGDQ live, and I have been loving it. Seeing my favorite games done at maximum velocity is amazing. I cannot get enough. You guys are amazing for supporting a terrific cause, and everyone should be extremely proud of themselves. Everyone in the audience, everyone watching the stream, the organizers, the announcers, the volunteers, and finally the very talented runners. Be proud and think of all the lives that you are touching. I cannot wait for future events, and save the animals. $99 from Anonymous. It says, here's another reserve tank for you, Stray. Seems like you need it more than me.
Man. The shots.
The shots have been fired. $100 from Rendo saying, first time donating and thanks for everything you do. I missed most of the stream this week, but luckily there's YouTube. Keep saving lives and saving animals. $100 from an anonymous donator saying, I research cancer for a living. Seeing all of these donations does my heart good. As we fight cancer by killing animals, it is only right to kill the animals in this run.
So we're coming closer to the end of our collection. We're going to pick up a couple more items in Pink Brinstar, and then we'll be about done, and we'll start heading back towards Norfair. And especially in Pink Brinstar, you start seeing a lot of the 100% strats come out. If you've ever watched 100% run this game.
Yeah, the part where you went up towards the ship earlier is a little bit different from the 100% usually is, because normally when you do that area, you're at the end of the game, you have space jump and screw attack and all kinds of things. So some of the strats are different from 100%. But this is pretty similar to 100%, this area.
Do you guys know a guy called Wild Anaconda 69?
Yes, we do.
We have a $50 donation from Wild Anaconda that says, just in case I wasn't clear with last year's donation, saving the animals is slow. If you all need a reminder, it's about 1,560 frames that are at stake, which is 26 seconds. As I recall, this is a speed running marathon, right? So kill those animals. Shoutouts to all my friends on the couch and chairs. Kronk, Sweet, Overfiend, Zoast, Dingus, Oats, Mia, Nymx, and of course, Straevaras. Much love to all and the best of luck. Thank you, Wild Anaconda.
Thank you, Anaconda.
Thanks, Wild.
If you've ever fought Spore Spawn, well, this is why we never fight Spore Spawn anymore. This is why you never see him in any runs, except like a couple. Because this is why Spore Spawn never gets love anymore. Because we can get his super missiles, and we just never get to see his smiling face.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be able to do this. The way that the block loads, the super missile block where you get out of Spore Spawn's area, something about the loading. If you load it just barely on the screen or something, or off the screen, but it's just barely loaded, you can shoot it. I don't know the technical details of it, but it's something like that.
This is our last item we're picking up.
Yeah, it's the last D-tank he's picking up, but he's going to have to do a bit of a trick to get it, because he hasn't got a gravity suit, so then he needs to use speed boosters to get through the blocks that he's currently on top of.
Alright.
So speaking of Desi earlier, meant to say this earlier, but I want to give a shout out to Desi. He just released a really nice theory test of this route, and the run he's referring to, his old bonus stream run, I actually used it a lot of times when I was learning this category. So shout outs to him. He does a lot of work for our community. And shout outs to Hypo too. He's pushed this category. A lot of people have, but Hypo doesn't get enough love, in my opinion.
Yeah, speaking of theory tests, Stray's also made a couple. You can find these on the wiki, the deanyd.net/sm. They're all four there listed on a page, the RBO page or the Tool Assisted Speedruns page, if you want to check them out. They're pretty interesting because since RBO has all these different sort of route tweaks and different strategies you can do, they all sort of give an idea of how well a human could possibly execute each specific route through RBO.
Don't you grab me. All right. Epic Maw. So now we're heading back to Lower Norfair. I say back to Lower Norfair. We're going Lower Norfair for the first time. And we're going to go fight Ridley. How's the speed keeping coming over there, Nymx? Man, wow. I need to hurry up.
So if you've never seen this run, you might be curious how in the world he's going to get through Lower Norfair or even get anywhere in Lower Norfair. But one cool thing about this run is you will actually see some crystal flashes to put to good use in this category. So abusing that, and he'll be refilling his health right outside of Golden Treezo's room too, in that health station there. Those are the two ways he's going to get through Lower Norfair that you're going to see. But even before he gets to Lower Norfair, he has to get through the lava pit to get up to Lower Norfair, which is very dangerous. Because not only you take heat room damage, you actually take the acid damage on top of that. And if you watch, his health will drain very quickly.
Yeah, the heat and the lava damage stack.
So with a specific jump here, he's going to use a water ball. It's basically water mechanics, but if you do a ball bounce, you kind of keep your speed as a ball.
Oh, no. Dang. So that's... I guess we're going to use every one of our backup saves for this.
Yeah, this is not a very marathon-friendly
No.
run, no matter which way you do it. So,
All right, so pick up where I left off, going into Norfair again.
I just want to thank Stray for doing this run. So nobody else had to do it.
It is a very nerve-wracking run.
Yeah.
Especially when you're trying to do it for a marathon, so.
Yeah.
And that last wall jump, if you wall jump just right, you actually can get up that ledge without needing the wall jump. So it's kind of, sometimes that kind of catches me off guard, but we did not get that jump this time. So here we go, try again, take 2 in the lava dive. I'll be taking that reserve that guy had to offer. Alright. And we turn off Speed Booster here because Speed Booster slows you down in the lava for some reason a lot.
Yeah, for some reason you can't do that ball bounce with Speed Booster on. And that ball bounce is very helpful.
So coming up shortly, you're going to get the your first glimpse of a crystal flash at the expense of some ammo that will completely refill your health and your reserves.
It uses 10 of each power bomb, super missiles, and regular missiles, plus the power bomb to actually to actually initiate the crystal flash. So he's just waiting. He's got to be below 50 health to do this when it actually triggers, with no reserves too. So that's why he waited for his reserves to kick in. And this is probably one of my least favorite tricks in the game.
Yeah.
It treats me pretty well.
Really? There
we go.
Yeah.
Then these rippers, as you can see, have basically 100% drop chance on supers.
Yeah.
If you're not at critical health.
He's going to be using supers to fight Golden Chorizo, so he's going to refill in this room before he goes down there. Otherwise, your regular beam is just not strong enough to destroy Golden Chorizo in time before you die.
The screw attack makes this run a lot easier
Yeah.
to do.
The escape from lower north, after you actually beat Ridley, which is one of the harder things in the run, if you don't have screw attack, I mean, the escape from lower north fair is probably just as difficult. It's still difficult either way, but with screw attack, without screw attack, it becomes really difficult. So yeah, it's a little faster here to try to collect some super drops from Golden Chorizo rather than loading the room with the rippers in it over and over again to get supers after this fight.
Yeah,
So that's what you're going to see him doing here.
If you fought Golden Chorizo before, you may have noticed he's never using his claw laser attack. There's an interesting reason for that. Stray specifically only has a max of 30 missiles right now because if you ever have 32 or more, I believe it is, he actually will use an attack. But if you have under that amount, he'll never use it, and he'll just keep spawning eggs for you to farm.
Right.
Got the jump.
Nice.
And mostly we fight Golden Chorizo for the supers. So now we're going to be on our way to Ridley.
They are that important. I mean, this is a pretty big detour, but the super missiles are just that important for Ridley. Because it's a tight fight already, but then if you don't have enough supers to kill him quickly, it's just... You have to start X-Factoring him, and that gets really messy. You're going to see X-Factors anyway, but you have to X-Factor them like many times if you don't have this many super missiles. Either that or pick up a lot of regular missiles.
Do I have time to fit in a couple of donations?
Sorry.
No, that's good.
Yeah, pretty much all of the Lord Fair is nerve-wracking in this run.
Right.
This is kind of one of the least nerve-wracking parts, but it's still, it's not a cakewalk still.
It doesn't take much for it to go from bad to worse.
Obviously, this is one of the later areas of the game, so the enemies are going to be doing a lot of damage, and the fact that you don't have either suit, some of the enemies can do like 2 E-tanks worth of damage just in one hit.
Yeah, the Gold Pirates and the Key Hunters do 200, the Suitless and the Skigas do 160, I believe.
So right before Ridley, you're going to see Grapple shine a little bit. There's a bunch of bugs coming out of the lava in the room before Ridley, and you can obviously farm them with a beam shot, but it's a lot quicker. They die in one hit of Grapple, and then you can farm their drop with Grapple. So you can kill them like right when they start coming out of the bottom of the screen. And if you don't do that, then you actually lose energy as you're farming. But if you do, you can actually gain energy, but it's very slow. But you will not be, bleeding energy if you use Grapple.
Right. If you farm fast enough, you can actually, if you're receiving health drops from both every round, you can actually keep yourself like alive and gaining energy rather than losing it. I also want to mention something Stray did right there to kill one of the Seal Pirates is something you may have seen on the any % race last event, which unfortunately forgot to explain. The Shine Spark creates 2 echoes after the crash animation, and they deal a tremendous amount of damage, basically the most damage of any single thing in the game at once. And the pirates are affected by it, so basically as soon as the echoes touches the pirate when it's vulnerable, it flat out kills him.
So Stray wanted to time that Crystal Flash very specifically. He didn't want bugs coming out when he was in the middle of the Crystal Flash, because there's some weird mechanic where if something runs into you when you're Crystal Flashing, you take you don't have any invulnerability frames, so you take like a massive amount of damage while they go across you.
Right, you have no invulnerability, so you're taking damage from that enemy every single frame it passes through you.
And plus, when he came out of the Crystal Flash, he had a couple of drops there to pick up. So again, the super missiles are critical here. He's trying to get back to his maximum capacity, and here we go. Oh, you may have it here. Yeah. This reserve tank's going to save him here.
Yeah, we should be okay.
So fortunately, the reserve tank doesn't trigger while Ridley's grabbing you, so it gives you just enough time to get those energy drops when it triggers when he's actually dead. But we're not out of the woods yet.
Not yet.
You may have noticed he didn't use all of his regular missiles, and the reason is these enemies have kind of a bad chance of dropping regular missiles, and he needs that ammo to do a crystal flash on the way out of Modern Warfare, so that's why he saved himself close to 10 regular missiles.
I know something Deserex Theory Test did was escaping Lower Norfair without even crystal flashing, and I tried that practice, and it's just insane to do. It's not safe at all. So crystal flashing actually gives you a good bit of leeway of error. Hello, supers? Wow. Amazing power bomb drops.
Yeah, I think they have something like a 40% chance to drop a super.
Yeah, like a 2 or 4%.
There we go. That was amazing.
You gotta be very careful not to get hit.
Yeah.
Even by those flying bats, they do a lot of damage.
This first Kai Hunter here likes to be a little tricky, so we're going to make sure he dies.
This is not. We've got a room named the worst room in the game, but this may actually be the worst one in the game. These key hunters are very random. Like, it's we've been looking for a way to make them move in a consistent manner, but I think it's eluded us for the most part, and kind of get them to have a good probability of moving in a way we like.
That's not what I wanted to happen. I want to take damage from the flames, so I'm just going to sit here for about that long so I can do a crystal flash. I'll try to get through this with one cycle on the lava, which I'm not going to chance it because I didn't quite do that well. If you do it correctly, you can just barely beat the rising acid going up and down, but it's pretty tight timing.
Yeah, if he gets hit by the acid in the ball, he'll lose a ton of speed. He'll start creeping. Nicely done.
All right, we're out of Lower Norfair. Now we're going to head towards Meridia, but we need to do a couple things before we do that. Mostly farming some ammo so we can get ready for that part, and picking up Ice Beam, which is very important to getting through Meridia, as you'll see. That's good. We call this Frog Speedway. Because you get to go fast. I'm going to farm in these, they're actually called beat-ems, and they have a nearly guaranteed chance to drop power bombs, which is what I want. And we're going to farm them one more time, and then we'll be on our way.
Yeah, I believe he needs all this ammo for Dragon. The strat that we use on Dragon. Might be a good time for a couple of donations.
Yeah.
Maybe for 30 seconds to a minute or so.
All right, well, I've got one from Antilles58,
Hey,
who donates $50 saying, I wasn't going to donate anymore, but I had to try and get a message to Stray. You were the first person I saw at AGDQ this year, and it was an absolute pleasure each time I got to hang with you. It's kind of weird now that I'm home and you guys are still there, but I'm with you in spirit. Bit of a bummer start to the run, but you're doing a great job. Keep it up and kill the animals.
thank you, Antilles.
And one really quick one from Fish Sticks, who sends $255. Says, this is an extra safety push for killing the animals.
All right. So I'm going to do one of these guys back here can explain the gravity jump I'm doing here.
Well, this kind of abuses Super Metroid's physics engine. Basically, before he's blowing up the tube, obviously he's not in the water yet, and he jumps right when the tube's breaking, and he has sort of the jump of not being in the water, and when he hits the water, it kind of just keeps that momentum, and he just floats up with that sort of vertical momentum. Normally you'll see people pausing to take off gravity seat to do that, but the tube is kind of a special case where you can do it without pausing or anything like that.
Right. You see what Ice Beam's used for here? You may also notice Stray's crouching at times before jumping, and that's because it gives you a little extra bit of height to your jumps. Makes down grabbing onto some of these ledges a bit easier. as he makes his way up the shaft.
So this room's got one of the cooler tricks in the run. It's kind of just a simple. You can actually climb the snails to get up to the top, but we're going to use grapple.
If the snail gets in the way, I have to powerbomb him. There we go.
For some reason, when you release a grapple and your upward momentum is you're still moving up, you can morph and unmorph, and you still be able to jump over and over again.
Right, you can chain these jumps, morphs and unmorphs together to essentially infinitely grapple jump.
Here he's going to lure this mock turret over and crouch and aim up to get it to the right position. That's why he crouches, to get it just a little bit lower. And then you down grab on top of it and jump through. Clip through the ceiling.
Yeah. Not quite. There. You have to... I stay in the corner of that room for a reason, is because it's suitless. It's hard to maneuver quickly, and if Bot Wound gets right on top of you, he can actually do like multiple parts of his body do damage to you at one time and deal a lot of damage. So it's safer to stay in the corner.
Yeah, if multiple parts of his body overlap with Samus's hitbox as she loses invulnerability from a previous hit, then they will all connect at once.
Right, sort of the same thing as Sunrise Surprise.
Right.
If you get hit by the same particle in the same, or separate shots in the same frame, like you take damage from all of them.
I do have a bit of a special donation. Can I get it in now?
Yeah.
Yep.
I have $50 from GDQ's own Cool Matty, who says this donation is for saving the animals, but only because taunt the animals is no longer an option. Let me hear your angriest boo, audience. Shouting hype is not booing.
There we go. So I need to focus on this part.
Yeah, this room can be sort of dangerous. It's not too bad. There is, like, before we thought if you get stuck in the sand pit in the bottom, like, that you could get permanently trapped. Basically, if it's in a turnaround animation, he will quickly drop to the bottom of the sand and take damage. And it's pretty hard to get out of that.
All right. Yeah, it's a scary room, and if you panic and turn as you hit the sand, it's bad. All right, Dragon time.
So you're going to notice right at the start of this fight, Stray's going to get his health right the way down, because he needs to do another Crystal Flash. But not for the purpose you might be thinking of.
Hello? There we go.
Yeah, this is basically going to be a series of tricks to kill Dragon and escape. So you can. The problem is getting out of the room right outside of Dragon's lair can be a challenge when you don't have gravity suit. You can't really just wall jump up or anything like that.
Good. I wanted you to swoop again. No, not again. Wow, I made a mistake there.
Yeah, he moved a little bit accidentally.
It's okay. It's fine. All right.
So if Dragon picks him up when he's crystal flashing, it gives him what's called a blue suit, which is kind of like a stored shine spark. Or it's not blue suit.
Yes, it's Shine Spark
It's
suit.
Shine Spark suit.
From the interruption of the Crystal Flash, he's actually going to gain blue suit here when Dragon stops swooping.
Back Dragon.
He's going to activate the spark right before Dragon grabs onto him. Interrupting the shine spark in this manner gives him blue suit, and then he'll electrocute Dragon on death right now. So now
Now he's got blue suit.
All right.
So the grapple jump we saw earlier to get up in that snail room, we're going to see it again. This one's a lot more difficult, though. It's probably not bad. Strae's probably practiced a lot.
Yeah.
But if you're first learning it, it's quite difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, guy in the
Nice.
crowd.
So one of the tricks to do that is when you're coming down, when you're grappled, you want to press a jump and she'll kind of bounce up far enough for you to get to the left and get past that ledge when you're grapple jumping. Nice.
I love that jump.
Yeah. Similar to the jump from the tube explosion, he jumps from the previous room, where he was not underwater, into a room where he was underwater, and he performs the turnaround to shift Samus to the left while keeping the momentum so that it carries him up.
Yeah, most people that are familiar with the speedrun know about quick dropping, but you can actually do it sometimes to get past a ledge in the ceiling. Like, she won't lose her upward vertical momentum either if you're in turnaround animation.
Something neat about this room is as he spins out of the water, he actually gains space jump. You don't have the ability to space jump when in the water suitless, but because he breaks water for long enough, he gains the ability to space jump and get himself out of there.
So we're headed to get to plasma right now. And another cool thing about RBO is you get to see what we call the Forgotten Highway, because there's an area of the game that leads backwards to Fantoon, or back sort of the right and upside of Meridia to the wrecked ship, like the backside of the wrecked ship. But there's no items there, and a lot of the routing for the other categories doesn't really make it worth using that part of the game at all. So this is one of the very few categories you see that part of the game.
Can I get a couple in right now, or?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. I have $25 from Anonymous, who says, my girlfriend is sitting here shouting, kill, kill, kill. So I say, save, save, save. She called me a traitor. Worth it. And I have a $30 donation from Kayusuke. I completely butchered that. And it said, I was thinking about saving the animals, but then I remembered that almost ruined a world record once. So let's just pretend there was never a room with animals in to begin with. Still, kudos for taking on the reverse boss order in a marathon environment. I'd never imagined there would ever be a run of it outside the TAS environment. So this is a great watch for me. Thank you very much. And I have a $300 donation from Mr. Walt, who says, do people still believe that animals who are capable of flying a ship off a planet need Samus's help to open a door? You fools! You're being played like a bad taskbot! Kill them all! Also, oh, and hi, Bob. Hi, Mr. Walt. Hi, Bob.
So this is something interesting coming up. So we're taking the back way into Fantoon's ship, the wreck ship. But the power is still not on. And so you'll notice that there's a couple oddities of the power's not being on. One, I'm free to walk on spikes. And two, there's no water in a lot of the different sections of the ship. So I guess the power just magically makes water. I don't know.
You can see a gray door behind him as he leaves the area. You're not supposed to be there at all.
I have a $1,000 donation.
Wow.
From TGS, who says $1 for every beat per minute Straevaras' heart rate increased during the Ridley fight.
Now for our favorite, most loved boss of all time.
That's why we love
I'll take it.
So you could see the Phantoon fights a bit different than what you're probably used to seeing. Obviously, since Stray has the most powerful beam he can have at the time of that fight, all it takes is missiles to get him to move around, a few more to throw in some more damage with the beam, and then 2 charge shots to add up to 2,500 or more.
And the patterns, he can, if you've watched Phantoon fights at all, you know that the patterns can go usually in a fast, mid, or slow fashion. And he just gave me 2 fast patterns in a row, which is what we want, because we want to go fast. But the fast pattern, getting fast is actually pretty rare.
Something like 1 in 16 or so like that.
Yeah.
I think it's the same chance as getting no blue balls for Zelda 3, which is kind of funny.
We're gonna wait for this door, because we'll be coming back this way after we go kill Kraid. Thankfully, I remembered that Kraid still exists. He's probably down there lonely, wondering why nobody's come to see him yet. All right. Nice thing about Screw Attack and Red Tower is I can just kind of fall through a lot of this.
I got a $50 donation from Hag Mania that says, Straevaras asked for a barbecue recipe, so I thought I would oblige. Take 6 to 8 pounds of Dracora or Etikun meat, rubbed with salt, pepper, cayenne, and mustard, and cook for 8 hours at 325 degrees in your Norfair ceramic smoker. Serve shredded, possibly on a taco shell, for maximum enjoyment.
That's pretty good. I need to copy that down.
$100 from Anonymous saying, long-time watcher and I love to donate during my favorite time of the year. Great Super Metroid run so far, and obviously, kill those animals.
Yeah.
Do just let me remind you, everybody at home, if you are trying to donate towards that and you're thinking about waiting around to snipe, please don't do so. We will be cutting the donation off rate as we start fighting Mother Brain, but it does take a minute or two to hit our system. So if you're looking to snipe, just go ahead and get your donation in now.
It's a variation of the quick kill since I have plasma. We can do it a little differently.
And as you may have noticed, he didn't bother picking up Varia. There's just the amount of energy tanks he has, just no point picking it up.
Yeah, this truly is a suitless run, because by the time you can pick the suits up, there's not any real reason to.
Right. There's the lava in the Metroid rooms. It can slow you down a little bit, but it's, I mean, getting Gravity Suit costs upwards of a minute or maybe more. I can't remember exactly, but it's totally not worth it.
Got some time for some more donations if you got them.
Oh yeah, I can fit a few in here. Source4 sends $200 and says, I've seen the RBO Ridley fight done in a task run, but was skeptical it could be done by a human. Kudos to Straevaras for pulling it off, especially in a live marathon run. Keep Fusion Cannon, save the animals. $150 from Kamidani. This is my third GDQ to watch live, so $50 for each one. Also, save the animals. $100 from Anonymous saying, long-time watcher, kill the animals. $50 from that one Brit who says, kill the cancer, kill the frames, save the animals. Brades $30 says, hey Straevaras, I find that a very good way of barbecuing animals is deep frying them in a rapidly expanding molten planet. $100 from Landmob saying, first year watching, third time donating. This content has been outstanding all week. Great job, everyone. Can we not just build an ark for the animals? Apparently not. $50 from Ravlash saying, love that you decided to run RBO straight and remembered to stay determined. You've got this. Also, shout out to the amazing couch crew. Kill them animals and save them precious frames. So, as I said before, get your donations in now.
It was mentioned before, Torian changes just a little bit because of no gravity suit. The asset slows, so he can't run through it to perform certain room strategies. He has to stay above it for the most part.
Okay. See, it's slowing you down. It's just like any other liquid in the game. Metroids can give like bad ammo, but they're doing okay right now. Let's see if we can get this room.
He's pretty safe in his ammo count. The only thing is, if he doesn't get many supers, it can slow him down a little bit in Mother Brain 1. If you don't have 10 supers in Mother Brain 1, it slows you down because you have to use a bunch of regular missiles.
Yeah. Too soon. Those guys do a lot of damage. Dang.
Is it faster to turn right here? Do you come out of your crouch faster? Is that correct?
Yeah, you get a little, like, some metal frames, but faster.
I actually used to Crystal Flash on the Metroid before the skipping Metroid was really popular. But it's way better to skip the Metroid.
I know in here, I guess the reasons for not crystal flashing is my ammo is too low to do it. I never figured out, I guess usually you don't have reserve tanks there too. Whereas I've got full reserves.
So there's a couple of ways to do this appetite clip. The way he's probably going to do it is using a down back to, well, it's kind of finicky though.
Yeah, it's hard to get.
Yeah. There's a weird mechanic in this game where if you're in a falling state and you hold down and away from the direction you want to go, then you go forward in an aim down animation.
Yeah.
And he can use that to grab that rinka in the wall to get through the Zevitite wall. But it's weird, like if you don't start it at the right point, like sometimes the way she's moving forward won't be correct to actually grab the rinka.
So I believe that's the cutoff for Save and Kill the Animals.
That is indeed. And we did have a quick $1,000 donation from the Dopefish saying, "Get wrecked, animals." We are updating the bid now, and I will let you know momentarily what the result was.
Feisty. Alright. Gotta be careful there.
Yeah.
I think
And 100% you do this stand-up glitch where you can stand up. You're normally supposed to be stuck in this sort of cutscene, but you can kind of break out of it and damage her before phase 3 to where you only have to do a couple of shots in the last phase. But in RBO, it's kind of risky because you take so much damage from her. Because to do the strat, you have to manually decrease your energy.
Right.
But you take so much from every hit that you kind of risk dying if you do it.
Yeah, if you're at between 700 and 999 energy, I believe, main energy reserves don't count. And when Rainbow hits, you can break free of the stun. You get planted on the ground by mashing on the D-pad, basically. And damage her phase 3 health bar. Like this.
So when you're doing this, I'm pretty sure you do not want to take any damage, actually, because it slows down this cutscene. And you want the Metroid to actually get hit as well. Otherwise, you're losing time. Because even though you're doing damage in the brain, you do not do nearly as much as when you get the last beam. You gotta be careful here. If you continually shoot without regard, like you can actually grind the game to you can bring the game to a grinding halt. It'll actually be moving, but it's almost locked up.
All right, escape time. What do we got?
So, with $162,728.16, we will be killing the animals.
Good, let them burn.
That being said, Save the Animals did put up a valiant fight with $148,875, meaning that between the two, this raised $311,000. Wow. Thank you so much to everybody that's donated.
Get out, it's gonna explode. Everyone wave goodbye to the animals. Bye.
Bye, animals.
Time.
Time.
The standing
No, that's too late.
the standing question, however, is who won, you or the Speedcuber?
Oh, Nymx definitely. I looked over here at some point and I knew he was already done. He's a good speed cuber, so.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, really?
let's hear it one more time for Straevaras.
I appreciate all these guys behind me. Not on just this couch, but that couch back there too. And all the people of the Super Metroid community, they've just been, since I came in 2.5 years ago, it's been pretty amazing, great group of people. If any of you guys out there, thinking, hey, I want to run this game too, stop on in, look up a Speedruns Live IRC. Just come to the Super Metroid channel. We also have a Discord. If you're wanting to start running this game or you're interested, it's a pretty tough game, but it's also rewarding. So I recommend if you want to do that, come stop by and just check us out. There's a lot of helpful people in the community, a lot of people who know a lot about this game. Oh yeah, and also for deertier.com is the record-keeping site for pretty much everyone who runs the game, and all the different categories are up there too. So make sure to check those out.
There is one more GDQ tradition that we had to take care of towards the end of the credits, so everybody bear with us.
What'd you say?
And that has been our reverse boss order Super Metroid run. Stick around for the Final Fantasy IV finale, and let's hear it one last time for the guys on the stage. And while we're setting up for said Final Fantasy IV run, we're going to do a little bit of a Twitch ad, and Twitch is powering our live stream this year. Our thanks go out to them.